Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to a brand new week of streaming here on my Twitch channel. And, of course, if you watch my pre-streams on YouTube, welcome to a new week of new content on YouTube. Whew, what a week we have in store, everybody. Seriously, what a week we've got lined up here. A variety of content. A huge new release everyone's been waiting for. Plus, my first ever true gaming marathon. One of the most important things, I've ever done in regards to many factors. So, we definitely have a huge lineup of interesting and fun stuff coming up this week, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. But I'd like to say, welcome back, everyone. Yesterday was my day off for the week from streaming. Got to spend some time with Kat, which was great. And the weather here had changed, truly, to be spring-like. In fact, it was so warm here yesterday that while Kat and I were, driving around, the car was heating up. We actually had to turn on the AC in the car for a while because the car was heating up inside to like 80-plus degrees. Yeah, which is pretty bad. It's almost like summertime weather. Today is more of the same, actually. Pure, bright, beating sun. Although today we have a ridiculously strong wind. So if you hear some crashing sounds, it's probably going to be because a strong wind came through and it blew my blinds on my window here and had them, blowing around. Last night we had this crazy strong windstorm, too. So, definitely some interesting weather that we're having here in Washington State. It's actually pretty early. Typically around this time of year, we'd still be having the moderate weather, meaning kind of rainy and cloudy. And this is like an early blast of almost summertime weather for us, which a lot of people were not expecting. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So what do we have in store? Wow, 6 straight days of full streaming, first of all. 6 straight freaking days, okay? So I hope you're excited for that. So much new content coming up. It's going to be the continuation of certain games. Like I said, coverage of the brand new huge release, probably the biggest release this year so far. In addition to a marathon. So let's talk a little bit about that. Okay? First of all, today, my first day back, we're going to be continuing on with Donkey Kong Country and hopefully wrapping it up on today's stream. If that is the case and we do finish Donkey Kong Country 1 on today's stream, then we'll be switching over and going right into Donkey Kong Country 2, which I actually downloaded and installed right before I started the stream, which is why the stream today started a few minutes early. I had forgotten to do that last night. I was going to do it, and I was like, whoops, totally forgot. I was busy with my day off and everything. But we're loaded. We're ready to go. DKC 2 right after beating 1 today on the stream, as long as it doesn't take, super long to beat Donkey Kong Country 1. Later tonight, my late night stream around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time will be more Subnautica. At this point in Subnautica, I think I'm very close to being able to craft some of the better stuff in the game, including the prawn suit. I'm going to be looking for guidance yet again because, as you guys know, this game is a little cryptic, especially when it comes to a lot of the items and things in their use. I think that the latest thing I did was I have the ability to create the modification station, which I'm being told is quite good. Like, it's going to actually upgrade many of my items, including my knife and stuff, and I should do it. So maybe I'll try doing that first. We'll see. We shall see how it goes. All right, and go from there. But there should be a fun 2+ hour stream of Subnautica later tonight. Tomorrow, I'll be returning to Super Mario RPG, game that I started last week along with Donkey Kong Country, and I'll be playing that for, major 4 hours of progress. Plus, tomorrow night, I'm returning to Black Ops 4 Blackout Battle Royale, my weekly session of Battle Royale fun tomorrow night. Then on Thursday, probably more Donkey Kong Country. At that point, I'll probably be into Donkey Kong Country 2, followed by another chill stream, and I'm on the fence about what it's going to be, but I'm kind of leaning towards Modern Warfare Remastered since I've had so much fun playing it. I'm probably going to be craving more of that on Thursday night. Okay. Then on Friday, I think we all know what's coming up on Friday at this point, right? It's going to be the big new release of the year, the one we've all been waiting for, the new game from Software, a brand new IP that looks like it'll be a combination of certain elements from the Souls series, but mostly new elements, new combat. It's going to be pretty fun, I hope. I hope it translates into a game that's going to be entertaining for all of us. It is Sekiro. Excuse me. That's right, Sekiro. So, should be pretty sweet, right? Sekiro. And I'm going to be playing that all day long Friday. Both gameplay streams will be Sekiro. All right? So, that should be pretty fun. Then on Saturday, this is the big event, the one that I've been planning for months. I knew it was an inevitability that I would have to do it, and now it's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. It is my big gaming marathon. All right? And it's going to start around 10 a.m. Pacific time, roughly. It may start a few minutes later. We'll see. It's going to run all the way till 10 at night. So 12 straight hours of streaming. That's actually the longest segment of streaming that I've ever done, ever. Okay, you might be saying, well, why is Phil doing it? Well, because, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in mid-April, I'm going to owe the federal government quite a lot of money for my taxes. And I need to raise funds for said taxes. And the hopes is that this stream will motivate people to tip me during said stream in order to have those funds go towards the taxes. The good news is, two pieces of good news, actually. I'm going to know what I owe and the terms of that very shortly. In fact, yesterday, I spoke on my day off with my tax guy, and he says this week he is wrapping up the taxes sooner rather than later, actually. So probably within the first, in the first 1 to 2 days of the week here, I should be getting an update on everything going on with that and be able to finally share with all of you my situation and everything. So, we shall see. Okay, we shall see how it goes. And go from there. All right. Oh my God. My laptop is really screwed up. My laptop is really screwed up. It's like I said, my laptop's getting so old at this point. Like, I can't even click on anything. What is going on here? Oh, come on. All right, okay. I'm just going to refresh everything. Yeah, because I literally couldn't see anyone talking. Everything had locked up. Ugh. Bad. Okay, here we go. All right, it's refreshing now. Here we go. All right, cool. So, you guys might have heard that. That was a whipping wind. I told you guys you're going to probably hear that today. The winds are so strong outside, and there's no way I could have the window closed. I'd be freaking sweating my nuts off. So I need to have the window open, which means you're going to hear these whipping winds as they come through today. All right, so anyway, getting back on track. Sorry, I got distracted because my laptop was not working. Here we go. Yeah, okay, it's nicely refreshed. So on Saturday, 12-hour stream. What kind of stuff will we be doing during said stream? Well, basically, it's going to be a lot of the fun stuff that I've been doing that you guys really like to watch me do. A little bit of something for everyone, so that way no one's left out. And hopefully games that would make me feel, fun and positive and having a good time, which is the vibe, obviously, you want to portray during a stream like this where I'm trying to raise tips in order to help out with my taxes, all right? So, games such as the continuation of Donkey Kong Country series and Super Mario RPG. I am going to be playing more Sekiro, since that is the hot new release. Everyone's going to want to see it. I am going to be playing more of that during the marathon. Also, some Modern Warfare Remastered. Also, some Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. And some Retro Street Fighter. So, all those things are on the docket for Saturday, okay? I'll be pacing myself in segments, probably 1 to 2 hour segments, then taking breaks in order to have snacks and stuff. At one point, I'm going to have to take a major break to have like a lunch, because there's no way I could stream for 12 hours and not eat anything major. You know, that would not be good. So yeah, so it's going to be an interesting experience. I've never done a stream this long before. All right, and by Saturday, I should know exactly how much I need to try to raise via tips, and I should be able to let you all know, and we're going to go from there. All right, so it should be a fun, positive experience. I've already put out a video on YouTube that I released yesterday explaining the situation, explaining how serious it is, that I really need your support right now, because if I cannot pay off these taxes and they end up being a giant burden on me, I'm probably gonna have to sell my house this year. There's like no other way around it. I don't see a way out of it, which I obviously don't want to do. That would be horrible for Kat and I, who built a life here over the last year. That would be horrible for the quality of my streams. You know, leaving a dedicated office, dedicated internet, soundproofing foam, great mic, all the stuff that I have here, and having to now try to find another place to live. That's going to be, to our needs. It's not going to be a good thing. It's going to be horrible. All right. And I really want to avoid it if I can. So, that's why I'm hoping for the best. I really am hoping that this Saturday's marathon goes really well. And, like I said, I will have the specifics on everything this week. Guaranteed. I've been promised this week I will have all the information that I need so that I can give that to you, and we'll have kind of a running tally of what we're working towards and everything with Saturday's special stream. Okay? So there you go. So that's coming up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it'll be back to business as usual. I will be playing Sekiro as my main gameplay stream, and probably Sunday night, I'll probably do something chill and relaxing. I don't know, maybe some Minecraft or something. Just because I know after the crazy stream on Saturday, I definitely don't want to play the same stuff again right away the next day. So I'm thinking maybe instead of any of those chill things, maybe just do like a Minecraft stream or something. That was the one thing that maybe I hadn't played all week. Okay. And then that Monday will be my day off, and boy, am I going to need it. I'm sure after 6 straight days of streaming, a marathon and all this stuff, I'm sure I'm going to need the relief that coming Monday. Okay? All right. Now, in addition to all of that, very soon I should know, well, I say very soon. The truth is that I know the dates for what days now I'm going to be visiting my parents in April. I'll talk about that as we get closer to it. Let me put it this way. It's right in the time frame that I had already told you guys about, probably 2nd or 3rd week of April. And there will be a string of days when I'm not streaming because I won't be here. I'll be in Connecticut with my parents. Kat will be meeting them for the first time. And, we'll be doing various things around Connecticut that, I haven't done in many, many years. And that I want Kat to experience, firsthand with me. Being with my parents and meeting them, playing with their cats. Because Kat loves cats. My parents have 3 cats. And then going around and seeing the places where I grew up. I want to show Kat the mall that I worked in, my first job. I want to show her the Bearsley Zoo, which is a really fun local zoo in that area. Obviously, the cuisine of Connecticut. My goodness, the authentic Italian cuisine that I haven't had in 5 freaking years. I'm going to be, no lie, I'm going to probably be overeating. I wouldn't be surprised if I gained some weight on this visit because, man, I crave Italian food so badly. The food out here is not anywhere near close to being realistic or authentic compared to what I had when I was back in Connecticut. So, it's going to be my chance. Okay. So, I'll have more information on that shortly, and I'll be sharing that with you shortly. All right. Basically, at this point, I almost have everything locked in and solidified with that visit, but I want to have everything 100% before I tell you guys stuff, and then I have to change it. I don't want confusion, all right? But that more information on that coming up soon, okay? So, all that being said, it's going to be a very crazy, busy week. A very crazy busy week for me. Fun retro Nintendo stuff with chill streaming, then a brand new game in Sekiro that everyone's waiting for. A very, very incredibly important marathon on Saturday to try to help with my taxes. I'll finally be getting the information on the taxes, which I really hope is positive information and not, Phil, you owe, 30 grand. Phil, you owe 30 grand and you need to pay it by the 15th or your whole life is ruined. I hope that's not the answer I'm going to get. I'm knock on wood. Please, you know, let everything go well here and that not be what's going to happen, because if it is, that's pretty much it for me. You know, what are you going to do then, right? If that's the case. But hopefully that's not. You know, hopefully that's not the situation. Okay? All right. So, let's get started. All right? I've told you what's coming this week. Hopefully you're hyped for it. Hopefully you're excited for it. You know, and hopefully this week ends up being a great week for everybody. You know, in regards to the content, in regards to a lot of things. So, all right. So, very quickly, let's go ahead and let us continue on by getting to the plug segment. All right. And, Ow. Stupid. Don't you hate it when you have like a leg hair and it gets caught in your pants and you move the wrong way and it rips the leg hair right out of your leg? Because that just happened to me. Ouch. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for 10 plus years of support. I love doing what I do for a living. I absolutely love being a gamer on the internet, sharing my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. It's the best job by far I've ever had. I love interacting with you all on a daily basis on the streams. Everything is great in regards to what I do. I love it, okay? That being said, if you would like to support my efforts to continue to be able to put out these daily live streams as well as the on-demand videos on YouTube, you like all this content, and you want to see it continue, okay, then please consider supporting me in one of many methods. Let me explain those methods. The first, you can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your monthly pledges earn you personal perks, such as being able to nominate and vote on games for special events. There should be a special event that's going to happen, or at least a special event that will be tied to subs in the month of April. I'll have more on that as we get to April. But yeah, it looks like we should have a fun special event that patrons will have priority in the ability to nominate and vote on games for said viewer's choice event. Okay. Hey, you can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is coming up at the very end of March. In addition to all of that, you can also, excuse me, you can also get a private Q&A video made for being the top-level patron. So just give it all a look. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Thanks to anyone who pledges. I appreciate that, all right? Now, I have a Teespring merchandise store where you can buy fun things like T-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies and stickers and mugs and other kinds of merch with fun logos and, all kinds of stuff on it in relation to myself and my content creation. Anything you buy from my Teespring store helps me out, so thanks to anyone who has bought something, in the past or has considered buying something recently. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. I know in the past couple of weeks, a couple people actually bought some things, so thanks for that. Now, on the streams, obviously, guys, this is your big opportunity to have interaction with me and to get some recognition for any contributions that you may do. So streaming interaction is a big thing. If you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I am going to give you a shout-out. Keep in mind that today it's going to be Donkey Kong Country, which is a very attention-intensive game. I need to pay attention very much in order to not die instantly, many times during these stages. So that being said, I apologize if I cannot immediately react to your contributions to give you a shout-out, but I will be doing so between the action, all right? People really seem to like the Donkey Kong Country stream last week, so I'm hoping people dig it today as well, especially since we'll be heading into Donkey Kong Country 2, which a lot of people has told me is one of their favorite games of all time, which is pretty sweet. So, cheering, subbing, or tipping, all great ways to get noticed on the stream. If you can see at the top of your screen, we have a Stream Stats leaderboard where the current top cheerer as well as top tipper will be recognized and put up there for extra recognition purposes. Also, the cheering leaderboard has reset. So, this is a brand new week. That means a brand new, listing of cheerers. So, if you cheered today, chances are you're going to make it up on that cheering leaderboard at the top of the stream chat that is integrated right in there. So, again, just another reason, another way to get recognition, right? Now, here's the dude. Here's the dude. Here's the deal. Not the dude. The dude you can go see in, what's that movie, The Big Lebowski? Yeah. Here's the deal. All right? Right now, guys, everything is appreciated. However, if you want to help me out with this tax situation coming up in April, less than a month now, and you really want to help me out in the most possible way you can, please tip me during today's stream. That is the way to go. That is the way to, hopefully, get me out of this situation. All right? So there's 2 ways to tip during a live stream. Below the stream, there's a button that says Tips Jar that you can click on. Or if you don't see that button, you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that will bring up a link that you click on that'll also take you to my PayPal tips page. When you tip me, you can either be anonymous or you can leave a message. It's totally up to you. A lot of people say, man, I want to support Phil, but I don't want to deal with drama, a chance that some troll would figure out who I am and start harassing me or whatever. Just do an anonymous tip. You don't have to put out any information whatsoever. You can do it anonymously and no one will know anything, including me. I don't get to see your personal information or whatever when you tip. Just want to make that clear. Okay? So, pretty cool. But if you want credit, if you want to do an actual shout out and take credit, you can also do that. But yeah, now here's the thing. Cheering and subbing are also great. They support me in the long run, and I certainly don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth and seem ungrateful, because I'm not. That's why I give shout outs for all contributions on the streams. But right now, real talk, the best way to help is the tipping, because that'll help me directly with this tax situation. And, hopefully this week, building up to Sekiro, and then building up to the marathon, and then the marathon, hopefully we will make a big progress, a big headway, all right, towards this situation. And I can stop stressing out about it constantly, because honestly I am. I'm thinking about this all the time. I hope I can get past it, all right? Okay, so thank you all for your support. And now what I'd like to do is give some shout outs for those who were supportive, both during my day off and this morning during the stream. So here's the deal. Here's what happened. Yesterday during my day off, I released a video on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. This video basically explained my situation, which what's going on financially and with the marathon coming up later this week, and basically said, listen to the YouTube viewers, I understand that many of you don't tune into the streams. You don't even know the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, because most of the times during gameplay, I don't talk about it, right? It's primarily during pre-streams, or if I happen to be doing a more interactive session of gameplay, like, say, Blackout, and someone asks, then I'll bring it up. But outside of that, for the most part, I don't bring it up at all. This is stuff that I just, you would know if you were just watching the raw gameplay on YouTube what's going on. So I did put out a video on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, explaining the whole situation and saying, please, if you can be supportive this week, in particular if you want to attend the marathon, if you can. But if not, you could still, contribute if you're a YouTube viewer via tipping me anyway, even if you're not during a live stream. Well, a few people took that to heart and actually tipped me during the day yesterday, which was really nice of them. So I am going to give them a shout out right now during the pre-stream, all right? So first of all, I received a 350-bit anonymous cheer. Thank you very much to the anonymous cheerer. Much like the ability to tip anonymously, you can now cheer anonymously, which is pretty sweet, because I know a lot of people want to help, but they don't want to deal with, oh my god, there's a chance that there'll be drama and someone will come harass me or whatever. So now you can actually do anonymous cheers. So thank you to whoever the anonymous cheerer was. That is much, much appreciated. Then Art of HC5 also did a 350-bit cheer. So thank you very much to Art of HC5 for that 350-bit cheer. That is much appreciated. Tantamounter tipped me $5. Thank you very much, Tantamounter, for the $5 tip. I also received an anonymous $5 tip. So there's a perfect example. Someone tipped me anonymously. I don't see any info. You guys don't see the info. Perfect, right? So good stuff. Thank you to whoever that was. Xbox One is garbage. Tipped me $1. As I started watching Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix. It's the most insane, crazy-ass show I've ever seen in my entire 20 years of living. You got to check it out sometime. It's very not safe for work. Yeah, I saw the trailer play for it. Didn't really appeal to me, quite frankly. It looks to me like it's just a fucking trip, a drug trip. The show doesn't seem very coherent. I'm hearing some people say it's pretty good, and other people are like, meh, it's kind of weird. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever watch it. Okay. I received another anonymous $15 tip. Okay. during my break. It says, thanks for all the years of entertainment. I hope that everything works out for you. Okay. Cool. Thank you for that anonymous $15 tipper. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you. Gamer Stevie J also tipped me $15 and said, here you go, Phil. Glad to help you a little. You provide lots of fun content to watch and funny content also. So I'm honestly glad to help. All right. Thank you very much, Gamer Stevie J, for the tip. So again, all you guys who contributed during my day off yesterday, it's much appreciated. It's good to know that there are some people out there that, you know, who are watching the videos on YouTube and probably like, oh crap, I didn't even know about this. And they're being supportive. Hopefully they'll come out on Saturday during said marathon as well to be supported. All right. Okay. Colonel Be The subscribed for 8 months and said, I love Donkey Kong Country and I can't wait to see you beat the first game and play the second. These are two of my faves as a child. All right. I'll be honest. So far, Donkey Kong Country 1's been a great game. There's been some situations where, you know, I feel like it's dropping inputs or I'm missing jumps and it's not my fault. But that pretty much is par for the course when it comes to platformers. Outside of that, you know, I really enjoyed the game a lot. Some challenging stuff, absolutely. But, you know, I'm making progress. And so we continue on today. All right. Should be a good time, I think. Oh, my goodness. All right. So now, we're going to begin with shout-outs for people who contributed during today's stream itself. All right. So that means the leaderboard, I'll start to update it and the like. We start off with Super Doll Golf, who apparently is trying to make me say words that they think sound weird. Everyone in Connecticut speaks the way I do, so it must be a regional dialect or something. You guys think when I say golf and frog and these words that it sounds weird. I don't know why, but that's how we say it over there, or that's how we did say it over there. That's why I pronounce words that way. But anyway, thank you for the dollar tip. It was $1, not $10. Thank you for the dollar tip, and I appreciate that very much. How do you guys say golf? I say golf. Is it golf? Am I supposed to say golf? I'm going to go play golf now. Golf. It's not golf, apparently. It's golf. Apparently it's not frog. It's frog. The frog is riveting outside. The frog. How am I supposed to say? It's not doll. It's doll. Little girls love to play with dolls. What is going on? Maybe it's golf. Golf. I like to watch the sport of golf. I don't know. How do you say ball? Ball. It's not ball. It's not ball. It's ball. Basketball. Football. Foosball. Basketball. How do you say it? Ball? Basketball? I love playing baseball. I don't know what's going on. People make fun of me for how I say certain things. Only certain things. It's not a lot. But there's a couple things that I say that people are like, you know, you say it weird. I'm like, well, I don't understand because I swear to God, where I grew up, that's how everyone says it. So it must be just a regional thing or something. I don't know. How am I saying it wrong? Goal? It's not ball. It's not basketball. It's basketball. You do say it like that. Well, if you say it like that, then why do people make fun of me and say it's wrong? I'm confused. It's golf. The sport of golf. Right? It's not golf. It's not golf. It's not... Frogs play golf on the rooftop and they have balls that they juggle. Oh my God. All right. Enough of this. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? I don't know what's going on at this point. I'm just going to stop. All right. Eternal Napalm. Excuse me. Did a 50-bit cheer. He says, Donkey Kong Country 2 is freaking awesome. I played the heck out of it. Dixie Kong rocks. Oh, is that the premiere or the first appearance of Dixie Kong? Is that true? That's kind of cool if it is. I did not know that. I did not know that Dixie Kong first appears in Donkey Kong Country 2. I guess we're going to see her today. Like I said, I think I'm going to be beating Donkey Kong Country 1 today. So, looks like we shall be starting up 2 and meeting Dixie for the first time and seeing what the game mechanics are. Hopefully she doesn't want to play golf with the frogs on the rooftop. Okay. I received an anonymous 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much to the anonymous cheerer, whoever you may be. I appreciate that very much. Shout out to Uzi Gohard, who did a 100-bit cheer. And actually, I believe Uzi Gohard is the first person who's not anonymous to do a larger cheer. Let me go ahead and get them up on the leaderboard here. So, let's see. Uzi Gohard did a 100-bit cheer. And says, I know Donkey Kong's frustrating, and the restore points make things go faster. If you beat the original Crash Bandicoot legit, why not this game? Well, a couple things. Number one, the original Crash Bandicoot, even in the remake, didn't have save states. Alright? I'll be very honest. The original Crash Bandicoot was frustrating as hell, because if you remember when I actually played it on the PSN, it was delayed. It had monstrous input delay. Okay? And that was not good. Having that monstrous input delay made the game very frustrating. If you remember when I was playing the remake version of it, they improved it. Not only did it not have input delay, but it had better saving and everything between the stages. So they did obviously recognize the fact that the original game was annoying and improved it for modern audiences. Okay? That's why when Nintendo sells all their SNES games on this Wii U Virtual Console, they have save states built in. Alright? Now here's the thing. I completely agree with you. If I'm hitting a new stage for the very first time, no, I shouldn't immediately make a save state and then save scum to beat the stage. But I'll give you a perfect example. Last time we played Donkey Kong Country, there was no save point for like 5 stages, and one of the stages was incredibly difficult to the point where I kept dying. Then I had to go back and replay like 3 stages I had already beaten. No one wants to see that, all right? I'm just going to be very clear here. No one wants to see me go back and just replay shit I've already beaten. That's just waste of time, frustrating, repetitive garbage, and people actually complained on the stream, man, this sucks that Phil has to redo this. So if there's a situation like that, where potentially, because there hasn't been a save point, if I die and lose all my lives, I have to go back and replay multiple stages, I'm going to use a save state, because it makes the stream better. It makes for a better playthrough, it makes for a more exciting experience. You don't want to see me replay the same shit 400 times I already beat. You want to see me genuinely be challenged by new stages, and that's okay. Alright, I'm not going to save scum a new stage, but at the same time, you know, like I said, if an opportunity presents itself where, oh wow, this playthrough would be way better, Phil doesn't have to replay a ton of shit if he does a save state, I'm going to use it. Alright? I mean, this is commonplace. This is super simple and straightforward. I don't know why people don't understand this. That, like, you know, it's a thing with modern gaming and modern streams. Okay? This is not some kind of a crazy challenge run where I'm challenging myself to do, you know, to not take advantage of the technology in front of me. You know? It's obvious Nintendo knew that these older games were outdated in the regards of, oh, you know, there's not saves everywhere and everything. And that's why they put the save states into the game. Let's face it, but back then, back in the day, these games were padded. All right, why can't you save whenever you want playing Donkey Kong Country? Because the game is kind of short. People say it's about 6 hours long, and the fact is they wanted to make the game longer because you had to pay full price for it. You know, these games back then weren't cheap. Some of those were between $50 to $100, and okay, I spent $50 to $100 for a 6-hour game. Oh, but it's not a 6-hour game. It's a 12-hour game because there's not a lot of frequent saving. You see what I mean? So there's a lot of repetition, a lot of having to replay the same stages, which is boring, but it would pad the length of their games. We don't have to do that anymore. You know, in modern era, there's no reason for that padding. Now we have the capability and technology to put a ton of stuff in a game. And, you know, we have the budgets and everything to make these big budget games that have tons of content, so you're not constantly repeating yourself and grinding on the same fucking stages you already beat. But back then it was a different era. So, you know, playing a 20-year game that's outdated, 20 years old, you got to have some modernized things in it or else the playthrough will be annoying. Okay? So there you go. Alan Ridge Cheer says, what's the highest amount your taxes could be you feel you could reasonably raise the funds to pay? I have no idea. Like, for example, there's no way, let's be realistic here. Taxes, like, let's say my taxes end up being 30 grand. There's no way I could pay that. How am I going to, even with the most generous people ever, who've ever been generous to me, there's no way I'm going to raise that much funds. You know what I mean? There's just no way. But if I find out, okay, 10, 15,000, maybe I can't pay the whole thing, but at least maybe I can make a dent in it. I mean, ideally, my tax guy comes back and says, oh yeah, we completely screwed everything up last year, and you only owe a little bit. I really don't believe that's going to happen. I don't. But that's what, you always got to hope for the best. You're like, oh yeah, the new tax law with your expenses and everything, you don't owe anything. Yeah, right. But, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what actually I owe and go from there. That's the other thing is, and here's the other thing. Even if I can't raise all of it, maybe it's a situation where if I raise some of it, it's much better than if I raise nothing. You see what I mean? So we have to see. I won't know. You're asking me a question that, like, I have no clue, and it's stupid to speculate when you have no information. The information is coming shortly. Okay. Okay. All right. Golden Colt Charity said, "Hey Phil, what's up, Golden Colts? Good to see you. Thanks very much for being here today." Super Dragon tipped me $1. Says, "Phil, your streams are always interesting. If you like SNES platformers, check out the Umehara Kawase. It's a great game." Well, I've never heard of that. I had the American SNES. I doubt that there was even a game that was made for it called that, because no one in America would have bought it back then. So, but anyway, thank you for the $1 tip. I appreciate it. Adrenaline Dragon tipped me $5. That's the top tip for the day so far. Let me go ahead and get you up on the leaderboard here. Oops, I misclicked. Here we go. Excuse me. Adrenaline Dragon. All right. And Adrenaline Dragon says, what the? Oh my God, did my keyboard screw up now? There we go. Adrenaline Dragon says, hold on. That's not what he says. I'm trying to, okay, the leaderboard's good now. Adrenaline Dragon says, if you thought of streaming Diablo 1 on the PC, you can buy it on GOG now. It's a 2D game, so your computer can play it. Yeah, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that, including me. I played Diablo 1 back in the day when it was a new hot game. It was fun. I played Diablo 2. It was fun. That is a game that is from a bygone era. The era of the really ridiculously addicting click, 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 click to play RPG. Looking for loot. You're always looking for the best loot. I need new loot, high-level loot. And I used to be very addicted to playing games like that to get the loot and everything. But that was a different era. A game like Dungeon Siege. I don't know how many of you may have played that one. Similar kind of a formula. Trying to go for the high... I need the loot, the high-level loot. I played Diablo 3 when it was a new release. And no one liked it. I'm just being very, very frank and honest and upfront here. No one liked it. People were like, man, this game's boring. And I have to agree, Diablo 3 actually, in my opinion, was the worst of the trilogy. I think that Diablo 1 and 2 are much better than 3. But that being said, again, games have changed a lot over the last 20 years. To see me play a retro game like Donkey Kong Country is one thing. To see me play a game that the entire game is me clicking with a mouse in order to try to deal damage and stuff, I just don't think it works, okay? I don't. So, oh my God. Wizzy says, is it Diablo a mobile game? Oh, man, you just pissed off a lot of people when you said that, dude. People just, like, rage and, what? What? I mean, I kind of agree with them. Diablo fits the mobile game formula, but has always been a really awesome PC game. To see it be reduced to only being a mobile game is pretty fucking pissy. Pretty shitty and pissy. Okay. All right. Judicious Echoes. Timmy, no, he did not. Excuse me. Let's try that again. Judicious Echoes did a 300-bit cheer. And says, everything you're doing a marathon of classic From Software games like Tenchu, Otogi, or some Armored Core. No, because those games are very different from the From Souls. They're very different from the Dark Souls franchise, which are the games that people really enjoy watching me play. It's not that. Boy, I can't spell today. Judicious Echoes. It's not that those games are bad. It's that those games are very different from the style of From Software game that people enjoy watching me play. And quite frankly, I really don't have any desire to play those games. I've also never really had a group of people come and say, man, Phil, yeah, you really got to play those. Keep in mind, years and years here, I've had the ability for Patron's Choice and other playthroughs where people could nominate games. And I don't think anyone has ever kind of stepped up and said those would be major franchises that they're interested in seeing me play or anything like that. If anything, it seems to me that a lot of people say those games are kind of outdated. They definitely appealed at one time, but they're, at this point, not incredibly pertinent to modern gaming. Of course, now people who are fans of those series will freak out and say that I'm a jerk for saying that or whatever, but, you know, for me, like, I don't see any demand for it. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm certainly not, oh, no, I will never do this. But at the same time, there has to be demand. I haven't really seen demand to play those older From Software games. Okay? All right, so Hyper Viper Beam. Wow. Did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 100-bit cheers. Thank you very much, Hyper Viper Beam, for the 15 cheers. Hyper Viper Beam was very supportive the other night when I played Classic Street Fighter. That was much appreciated, so thank you very much right now for the support. Thank you, thank you. The Lightning God just cheered. He says, bro, why do you not find another source of income? A job really wouldn't hurt you if you need to pay your taxes. The Lightning God apparently thinks I don't work. Even though I'm here on stream for 6 hours of gameplay, 8 hours of streaming, behind the scenes working actually roughly around 12-hour days, he thinks I don't work. And that I apparently have an insane amount of free time to get another job. The Lightning God lives in another plane of reality than the reality of existence that we all live in. So let's just clap and allow him to believe his crazy pipe dreams. Thank you very much, Lightning God, for the cheer. You are completely off base. All right, moving on. Golf's playing frog. Golf playing frog. Golf playing frog. Tip me $1. He says, Google Stadia is going to revolutionize gaming. Google has the infrastructure to make game streaming viable. It already works with movies and music. See Spotify and Netflix. This is funny. Okay. So let's try. Let's actually try this. And address this. For those who don't know, Google Stadia is Google's attempt at gaming. Only it's not a console. What Google is saying is, in the modern era, we don't need consoles anymore. Okay? What we need is streaming games. That's right. You don't need an actual console. You stream your games over the internet. You could be watching a video of someone playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on YouTube and pause it and say, I want to play that game myself. Click on play and immediately play that game streamed over the internet right there on your PC or on your mobile device or whatever it is that you so choose to play it on. Okay? So Google, you know, living in this, again, another fantasy world, but maybe Lightning God works for Google, I don't know, apparently thinks that, number one, the internet infrastructure worldwide is good enough to support this, and number two, apparently isn't aware that other companies have tried to do it before and failed miserably. Anyone remember OnLive? Hell, anyone remember PS Now, which still exists and is not good? Like, this is not a new idea at all. This is something that's been tried many times and failed every time because the internet is not good enough to support the idea. Okay? I'm all for not having to purchase expensive hardware to play a video game. But if you're going to have something somewhere else render this game and stream that game to you over the internet, two things happen. Number one, lag. I mean, it's pretty apparent. When you have someone else rendering the game for you rather than a piece of hardware in person, and then they have to stream that game across the internet for you to see, it's going to create input lag. You're going to have a very big delay between when you actually do something on your controller versus when it actually happens in the game. All right? Number two, some people can't even watch live streaming. I tell you right now, a lot of viewers say, the reason I still watch your videos on YouTube, despite the fact you've been a full-time streamer for 2 years, is because I try to watch, you know, your stuff on Twitch, and it lags for me. I can't watch your stream, so instead I go watch your videos on demand. All right? this idea, in my mind, this is an idea that 10, 15 years down the line, if the world massively upgraded the internet's infrastructure, this would be an amazing idea. All right, this would be like, wow, this like blows my mind. This is a great idea. This is terrible for now. This is, to me, this is the equivalent of the Xbox One launch with Don Matrick dancing around up there saying, there's no more discs. There's no more discs. You don't have to buy a disc. You can't lend a disc to a friend. You can't trade in a disc. Everything's digital. And everyone says, well, what about people who don't have good internet? Oh, man, they can play on the Xbox 360. It's like being completely out of touch with reality. Google lives so far with their heads up their own asses, they actually think the internet is good enough to do live streaming of games with no console. They actually believe this. In fact, this is hilarious because I heard about this announcement this morning, and I was reading the whole Twitter thread about it. And there were multiple people in the Twitter thread saying this is a good idea, but I don't know how Google can implement it. Their on-stage demo lagged. Like they were saying, you could see a delay between when the guy playing was moving stuff on the controller and when it would actually happen in the game. And they're like, I don't understand how they think that gaming is going to be good doing this. Like I'll give you an example. There are games that it won't matter. All right. Mobile games, right? You don't care. There's not, spur of the moment reaction, turn-based games. This won't matter at all. But for those who want to play action-based titles, you cannot have input lag. And Google is basically creating an idea here where they think that input lag just doesn't matter, which is completely asinine, stupid, and ass backward. That's if your internet can even handle it. Again, a lot of people don't have it. So, I mean, is it a step in the right direction? Sure. I'll say this. Yes, it is. But it's a step in the right direction sometime in the future when the internet can handle it. It can't right now. Oh, by the way, if you guys aren't aware, we already have the end of net neutrality. We already have these other situations going on. Article 13. We have all these laws and things going into effect with the internet that could completely screw up this idea anyway. Remember, already ISPs may have the ability to throttle internet based on use. And if you don't purchase an incredibly expensive internet plan with unlimited internet data use, they could cap your data use. How are you supposed to play a game live streamed with, it's going to destroy your data use? You see what I mean? That's the funny thing I'm finding it. Oh, on your cell phone, unlimited streaming of gaming. Yeah, and you kill your data within 5 minutes. So what the hell are you talking about, right? To me, again, it is a step in the right direction, and it makes sense, but it's not practical for the modern era. You need to wait. You need to have this, be fleshed out later. That's just my take on it at this point. Okay, so Golden Colts Cheers is the modern era refers to 1500 to 1815, the more you know. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, the modern gaming era. When I say the modern era, I basically mean the modern gaming era, which means the current gen. Xbox One, PS4, Switch, PC. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to historically what they call the modern era. But you're absolutely correct. Historically, there you go. All right, Hyper Viper Beam tipped me $10. Thank you very much, Hyper Viper Beam. And he says, Phil, you should play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze someday if you haven't. It's one of the hardest games made in recent years. I did. I did a full co-op playthrough of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze when it was a new release back in the day. I don't exactly remember when that was, but I did. With my former co-op partner, John Rambo, and I. We teamed up and played through the whole game, and that's all available to watch right now on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. So, if you ever were interested in it, you could go check that out at your leisure. Okay? That's what it's there for. Thank you very much for the top tip of the day, Hyper Viper Beam. Much appreciated. Okay, continuing on. The Lightning God tipped me $1. He says, if your taxes are that bad, you should find more sources of income. Another job would help. It's the same exact thing he said before with a cheer, and now he's saying it with a tip. We're not going to address it a second time. Judicious Echoes did a 200-bit cheer and says Sekiro is more like Tenchu than a Souls game. I wouldn't know that. I never played Tenchu. So you very much could be correct. And I would have no idea whatsoever because I never played Tenchu. So for me, it's going to be a very fun, original experience not having that frame of reference. Okay? T-Dubs cheered. He says, great points about the internet, but you know that it will happen. That's the direction the industry is going. Oh, I agree. I mean, like I said, during the Xbox One launch, everyone basically laughed at Don Matrick and said, dude, a console with no discs You know what I mean? A console with no discs at all. Obviously, this is, you know, stupid. And, you know, it's a dumb idea, right? But now, in the modern day, we look at it and we're like, wow, maybe that actually was kind of forward thinking, because when you take a look at consoles and everything now, most games are, you get every game digital, download it ahead of time, have it preloaded on your console. I certainly have completely adapted the digital form of games. I do not bother with physical discs anymore. And I think a lot of people, that's the direction we're going, as long as the internet supports it. You know what I mean? In addition, Good Luck King just made a very good point. He said, all games today now require these 50 gigabyte updates to even play them and have them be functional. You know, you buy the game at launch, you put that in your console, and that's not even the real game, because then the game gets patched to become the real game. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, I do think the Xbox One launch was forward thinking, but at the same time, it was done in a very disrespectful and stupid manner, the way that they did that, and that's why Don Matrick got fired. Even though they say he left of his own accord, he got fired, okay? He got his ass thrown the fuck out of there. And maybe we're all right? Maybe in 5-10 years, the internet, again, dramatically improves, and then this whole, you know, Google, whatever the fuck it's called, Google, Stadio, Google's fucking Strawberry or whatever it's called, maybe it'll work. But for now, I'll tell you right now, it's not viable. Okay? Alright, Gary did a 500-bit cheer. He says, can you please consider playing Catherine Remastered for the PS4 in September? It will be a very stream interactive game. Also, would I ever consider Final Fantasy XII, the PS4 edition is great. I'll be very honest with you, I really doubt I'm playing Catherine Remastered. Reason being, the first time around that I played that game, I actually didn't like it. Like, the gameplay of the game, I actually did not like. That's me being honest now, years later. I liked the story. Okay, I did. I actually really enjoyed the story of the game. But I did not like the gameplay. The puzzles and everything. The sheep puzzles with the blocks and crawling up. I actually didn't like it. I thought that the gameplay was kind of annoying. And I was like, man, normally this is a game outside of my comfort zone I wouldn't play. But because it has a fun anime-style plot line, that's kind of what got me hooked, and I wanted to keep playing. There's this big mystery. Who are these demons and what's going on and yada yada yada, right? So I honestly have no desire to go back and play it again. Like, I don't like the gameplay of that game. And it's also it's a different time now. Back then when I played the game, it was a different era. And now I just don't feel like this is a game that I'm probably going to be playing. Just being honest, I don't see the reason to. Especially because I've heard there's only a little bit of extra stuff being added to it or whatever. So. Alright, but anyway, Gary, thank you very much. You are the top cheerer of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard before I forget here. As for Final Fantasy 12, I would consider it. It seems like there's equal kind of demand for me to play Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 12. And I would play either one. You know, right now, though, we're in the midst of some other fun retro Nintendo stuff. Maybe we'll get to it. We'll see. Super Dragon tipped me $1. He said, next time you play survival horror games, try Illbleed for Dreamcast. A great underrated game released in America, but not very well known. It's really funny. Yeah, I've never heard of it. You talked about this. I've heard you mention this a few times on my streams. Illbleed. Well, don't know anything about it, but thank you for the tip. Maybe we'll look into it. I don't know how I would play it, though, unless it's been, you know, on, like, PSN or Xbox Live. I don't know how the heck I would play it. Excuse me. Okay, Roy King Tree cheers that Google thinks everyone lives in their 100 gigabit per second San Francisco bubble. Yeah, and I hate to say it, that's kind of the problem with Google and YouTube and everything. They live in a bubble. They actually live in this very isolated world of hipsterish kind of techie stuff, and they don't understand the reality of what it is outside of their little ivory towers of tech. They don't get it. They don't know that. How can I put it? You know, they don't understand that, yes, the future is important and advancing technology is important, but you have to get there at a rate that makes sense. You know, not advancement for the sake of advancement, even though no one's asking for said advancement. I mean, right now, I think I agree. There's a problem right now where all consoles are kind of unequal. You have to buy a certain piece of hardware to have a certain experience, right? How many PS4 exclusives you can only get on that console? How many Switch exclusives? All the Nintendo games that are only on the Switch. So you end up having to buy multiple pieces of hardware in order to get the best gameplay experience overall. And I guess what Google is saying is what we would like to do is end that. Let's just make it so everyone can play everything. Great. But instead of explaining the premise of what you want to do, why not actually realistically address how you're going to do it when the internet infrastructure isn't realistic? And they noticed they didn't do that at the Game Developers Conference today. Instead, they did a demo that was laughable because the guy had input delay. So, it is what it is. I agree with you that these people who work for this Google company, they live in these weird bubbles and don't live in reality. They just don't. They think that the world is a way that it's not. Okay. All right, moving on. T-Dubs. Cheers as well. The ISP always throttled and capped. Now they just have the law behind them. I mean, you're right. Like, ISPs, when they realized that streaming was becoming a big thing, live streaming of gameplay, but also things like Netflix. Those are the big one, Netflix. They said, man, our data rates went way up, and we're charging the same amount of money. And in reality, did it actually cause bottlenecks and screw networks up? I have no idea. I'm sure the ISPs will say it did, because they want to be able to charge more money for the same service, right? So, to their eyes, of course, they're going to say, oh, yeah, ever since Netflix and all that became prominent, now all the internet use is way up, and everything's screwed up, and blah, 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 right? You know, but who knows? You know, who knows? And we'll see. Again, I want to remain... I tend to remain positive. I tend to remain positive. I tend to think, man, I hope that things will change for the better in the future. But I have to be a realist and have my feet in reality and know that, you know, what Google says isn't necessarily reality 95% of the time. Mr. Papavera just cheered and said, my ISP has raised my bill $30 last week. They're saying it's for new upgrades and better service. I pay $70 a month now for unlimited data at 150 megabits per second. So, yeah, there you go. Isn't that fun? It's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, my internet's so good, I get unlimited data. And now all of a sudden, now people are getting slammed with rate increases and stuff. You know, my rate, I locked into it for 3 years back in late 2017. And it's a really good rate. But at the same time, after 3 years, the payments are going to, like, balloon. So I have to remember, like, in fall of 2020 to call my ISP and be like, yeah, if you're not going to keep me on this rate, I'm just going to have to cut off a bunch of shit. Like, for example, I had a home phone, a landline phone that I barely ever used. I'm not paying for that anymore. So I called them in 2017. I'm like, yeah, you know, this is ridiculous. You charge me so much money for all this shit. I don't want it. And they're like, well, we'll do this 3-year rate where if you keep your landline phone and we upgrade your internet even faster, what you're paying now will go down, and it'll be actually less than if you just cancel everything and only keep internet. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to say yes. I'd be an idiot to say no. You know, you're going to actually charge me less for a 3-year agreement than if I cancel the phone. So, you know, but that's the thing. They try to get you with this stuff, and then if you don't remember, oh yeah, now watch your internet double in, you know, 3 years or whatever. But, you know, I already pay a ton because I have the business class internet so that I have the unlimited internet. And I get the great service. If something goes wrong, they'll be out here within a day, if not the same day, to try to fix the issue. So, that's the good thing about my internet. So, anyway, guys. Yeah, again, you know, with internet as it is, I don't foresee this Google thing being realistic. Firm High 5 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Firm High 5, for the sub. You're actually the only sub for the day so far, so I appreciate that very much. And then T-Dubs did 100-bit cheer. He said, let's call Al Gore. He'll fix the internet. That's right. I mean, he created it. If Al Gore created it, obviously he could fix it, right? Pretty obvious. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the pre-stream. We're about to get ready with Donkey Kong Country, the conclusion, and then Donkey Kong Country 2, the beginning. All right. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish the first game. I've heard varying things. Some people say, oh, you have like less than an hour. And some people are like, no, you have like an hour and a half. And then some people are like, nah, it's the hard stages at the end. So it'll be like 2 or more hours to beat it. I guess we'll see. I know the very first stage I'm about to start with is a freaking minecart stage. Of all things, the first stage is a freaking minecart stage. Like, ugh. So, hold on. Jose Martinez just cheered and says, how are you going to play old Yoshi? I don't know what old Yoshi is. I'm not playing any Yoshi games anytime soon. I know that there's one that's coming out like the end of this month. Something about Yoshi's Crafted World or something, but you know, it looks kind of like Yoshi's Woolly World. It's kind of like a kid's game. It's not super challenging or whatever. So I'm probably skipping it. If there was a mainstream Mario platforming game coming out, I check that out, but the Yoshi stuff seems a little bit on the easy side, so. Plus, let's face it, I think we're all going to be very, very, very busy with Sekiro and not really be caring too much about a Yoshi game at that point, okay? Xbox One is garbage just hit me $1 and says, what do you think about Sniper Elite? 4 was super good. They've recently said they're working on the 5th one. It's not coming out for a couple years. Oh, I played Sniper Elite 1 and 2. No, excuse me. I take that back. I played Sniper Elite 2 and 3. I thought Sniper Elite 2 was pretty good. Sniper Elite 3 was pretty much more of the same, only it kind of got old because it was just the same formula over and over. You know what I mean? Kind of repetitive. I didn't play Sniper Elite 4. I skipped it, I believe, and never played it. So I can't attest to that at all. Whatever that last one was, I'm pretty sure I skipped it. And so in that regard, you know, I don't know if I'd be interested in Sniper Elite 5. I'm sure that some people will say, oh, it's going to be a great game, while others would disagree. I don't know. I didn't play the last one, so I can't say for myself. All right? Okay, Iceman3289 just did a 1100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Iceman. That actually makes you the top cheerer of the day. All right, so thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get you up on the leaderboard. What are the numbers here? 3289. Oh, is it 1100? Yawning, sorry. 1100 bits. All right, there we go. Lightning God cheers us. Who keeps timing me out? Lightning God, I have no idea. It's not me. I'm just reading pre-stream and doing shout-outs and everything. I don't know who's timing you out. But I can tell you this, probably keep bringing up me quitting this and getting another job is probably a stupid thing to do. You're just going to piss off people, and you should probably stop with that nonsense. All right? All right, so a couple quick reminders now, guys. It's been a very, very long pre-stream. A couple quick reminders. Number one, the cheering leaderboard reset. So it's very easy for you to get up on said leaderboard today. If you would like to, any cheer is pretty much going to get you up there. So, you know, just throwing that out there, extra recognition. Number two, today, thank you very much already to everyone for the support. The best way you can support me right now is to tip me. Tipping me is going to help me with this tax situation in April. All right, and I very much appreciate anyone who contributes. You know, everything helps, but tipping is the best way to go about stuff today. So that way I can put that money towards taxes. So please consider tipping me. All right. Fair enough. All right, guys. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. Not even. I'm going to use the restroom. So that way, you know, I don't have to stop, especially with a platforming game. The last thing you want to do is be holding and pee. So I'm going to take a very quick break to use the restroom. And then we're going to come back. Actually, what I'll do is let me boot up the console because I had it off this whole time. Because I didn't want to have that background atmospheric noise of the Wii U console playing in the background. Because it's kind of annoying. Ow. Especially if I'm talking or we have music or whatever running on the pre-stream. Get my TV on here and everything. But, there it goes. Right? Or not yet? What's going on here? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where is it? And then all of a sudden it turned on. So, really quickly, guys, I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back after a couple minutes, and we're going to start up with Donkey Kong Country, the conclusion. And like I said, once we finish up 1, we're going to hop into 2. Alright, so 2 fun Donkey Kong Country games for the price of 1 today. I'll be right... Oh, my controller is desynced. This is so stupid. The Wii U controller frequently has issues syncing, where it won't work at all. It won't move to the right. It's a known problem with this Wii U Pro controller thing. It's a fucking piece of garbage. And right now, I seriously can't even get the controller to... Oh my god, I can't get the controller to sync right. And the thing is, it was synced earlier fine. Oh my god. Piece of shit. Try turning it off and on again. If that doesn't work, then I've got to completely try to resync the controller. It's a major pain in the ass. This Wii U Pro controller always had issues, even at the launch of the console. It would turns on, but then like things like the left thumbstick and everything gets held in a direction and it won't work right. It's annoying as shit. Okay. Alright, it's working. Alright, guys. Quick break, and then we'll begin, okay? So I'll be right back. Thanks, everyone. See you in just a minute.